So this is my MacBook Air. It's an 11.6 inch, and I got it for college. I want to make a video about it. So it's an early 2014 model from Apple, and open it up for you. Now it's fairly stock. It is running OS X Yosemite. One of the only upgrades I got was the instead of the 128 gigabytes that comes standard, I upgraded to the 256. I just feel like the 256 is probably the best option you can do, just for storage, just to be safe. Really, I didn't want to have to worry about running out of storage, or am I close to the 128 limit or whatever. So I felt like it was worth the extra money to step up and get the 256 instead. OS X Yosemite, I'm not going to talk a lot about it, but it runs fantastic. It really runs well. It works. Mavericks was nice as well. When I got it, Yosemite hadn't been released yet, and Mavericks ran just fine as well. But I am enjoying Yosemite. Admittedly, it is very nice. The computer does have, as they all do, that's kind of bright, but it does have the backlit keyboard, 11.6 inch. It's an LED. It's a widescreen display. I'll show you, let's see, my apps that I have. Most of the apps are just your standard stock apps. I did download iBooks Author, which I highly recommend. I am writing a book, actually, and it runs fantastic. It makes it simple. The formatting is really fantastic. The format, you can do anything. You can write any kind of book, and it's really helpful. If you have an idea for a great book you want to write, but you don't know where to get started, iBooks Author really helps. It sets it out for you just the way it needs to be. You can add pictures. You can add different chapters, different subsections. It's really great. So I highly recommend that if you're somebody who wants to write a book or even a short story. I would recommend that. As you can see here, I do have Word on the computer. The computer does come with Pages, as they all do. Now, Apple gives you Pages right out of the box, which I think is really nice. You can see it there next to the App Store. Now, admittedly, while I'm a huge Apple fan, I don't use Pages. I also have a 13-inch MacBook Pro non-Retina display. It's 2013, and I didn't use Pages on that either. I just felt like for college I needed to use Word, but I've been told by some friends and other people that have MacBooks as well that Pages runs just fine, and I'm sure there's YouTube videos out there that will say the same, that you may not need Word for college, but I'm very familiar with it. I feel comfortable with it, so I did go ahead and put that on there. But from all accounts really that I've heard, Pages works just as well, and Apple gives it to you free, so you really can't beat that. Out of the box, it's there. So that's something I wanted to touch on. Another thing is just the lightness of the computer. I mean, you can just see it, lifted up and down. 2.3 pounds is really nothing. I mean, you put it in your bag, you take it with you. You can take it, to the library to study if you have midterms or finals. Especially this time of the year, finals are coming up. Take it to the library. You take it to class and take notes. If your professor lets you do that. Now, some of mine do not, and they would get upset when I would take it into class. So I don't actually take it to every class, but the ones that allow it, I definitely take it and utilize it. And it just works great. It's small enough to where if you're not using it, it can be out of your way, so to speak. But as soon as you need it, there it is, and it's so fast. It being an Apple product, it never crashes, it never freezes. I never have issues with it, which matters to me. I mean, I needed something quick, that works fast, and I was tired of having products crash, and I never have that problem with this MacBook, which is really important. The 9 hours of battery life advertised, I get at least that, if not more. Now, I don't do a lot of heavy lifting, so to speak. I don't do a lot of iMovie, a lot of Final Cut Pro. That's not what my MacBook Air is for. So I can have, a standard day of work and get 9, 10, one day I even got 11 hours, but I didn't admittedly use it the entire 11 hours. And with not a lot of apps running, the computer will coast for you. It will just, it'll stay where it's at, battery-wise, unless you push it. Um, that's not an actual test. If you guys would like an actual test, I can do that. If you guys would like to see a battery test. But yeah, I highly recommend this for any college student, anybody that is in the market for a laptop. I recommend the MacBook Air. And the 11-inch to me is fine. You can do full screen apps, which is really helpful. Especially for the better part of a year, I used the 13-inch display on the MacBook Pro, and coming to the 11-inch was a bit of an adjustment display wise. But I gotta say, I like the keyboard better. They're both full-size keyboards. Apple's really good about that. Ever since Steve Jobs revealed the MacBook Air in 2008, he made it clear that the MacBook Air was always going to have a full-size keyboard. That is not something Apple was going to compromise on. But the palm rests, it's something about, it just feels better when I'm typing. They stay cool, and I don't know, the size ratio of the unit feels better. I prefer the 11-inch. That's not a knock on the 13-inch by any means. It's just a personal preference. So yeah, I highly recommend this. Or a 13-inch. I did go into the Apple store, and I would look at the 13-inch, and it'd be next to the 11, and, well, do I like this one? Do I like this one? But for me, it came down to portability. Not so much lightness. 2.9 compared to 2.3. Just over half a pound is not that big of a difference as far as weight. But how small it is really sold me on it. I wanted something small that I could take with me every day that I needed to use it, and just have it all the time. And it really works well. It's the battery life is great. All the apps work well, and I highly recommend it. I mean, it's a great product. It's really, really nice, especially for college. If you have teachers and professors that all the time let you type notes in class, and that's quite a nice luxury, and this product will really do you well if that's your need and that's your circumstances where you can type notes on it every day. I'm to the point where the teachers that don't let me type, I handwrite the notes and then I type them out later, just because I prefer to have them on the computer. It's much easier than trying to decipher my handwriting in a notebook. So I really, really like this product. I would recommend it to anyone. And if you guys want to see more videos of this, this product, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I would appreciate that. And I'll have more videos of my MacBook Air coming up soon. See you guys later. Thanks for watching.